Mid-America Industrial Park's Living Grand on Grand Lake is made possible by
It was important for me to stay in Pryor because I have a lot of family around here and that aspect is very important in my life. I first started going to RSU my freshman year of college in Pryor, and from that experience I was able to meet some people from Orchids through a scholarship that I was receiving, and they offered me an internship, and that internship turned into this position. Working for Orchids has been a phenomenal experience. They have brought me into the real world with open arms. It's great that Mid-America companies like Orchid contribute to scholarships like mine that helped me get my education. There's no limit to what you can do out here.
I had the drive to boost my earning power.
I was driven to be more competitive in the job market.
Finishing my degree, that's what drives me.
If you left college without a degree, Reach Higher, Oklahoma's degree completion program, can change your life. You get affordable tuition, flexible class schedules with online options, and a degree from a state university.
I was driven to earn my diploma.
And I did it.
Apply today at reachhigheroklahoma.org. Let your drive drive you.
The Grand River Dam Authority is Oklahoma's state-owned electric utility, fully funded by revenues from electric and water sales instead of taxes. GRDA electricity touches 75 of 77 counties in the state and serves as an economic development engine for all of Oklahoma. At no cost to taxpayers, GRDA also manages 70,000 surface acres of lakes, including Grand Lake, Lake Hudson, and the W.R. Hallway Reservoir. Annually, the efforts of Team GRDA facilitate over $450 million in economic activity in Oklahoma.
and by viewers and members like you.
Coming up on Mid-America's Living Grand on Grand Lake, if you love to fish or hunt, you'll want to meet the husband and wife team in Grove specializing in products designed to benefit the outdoorsman. Plus, barbecues on today's menu. We'll introduce you to the owners of J&L Barbecue in Pryor. Don't miss this destination stop on your way to your weekend getaway. And a local artist is capturing the Native American spirit in her work as she continues the legacy of her famous father. All of this and more coming up on Mid-America's Living Grand on Grand Lake.
And this
is Living Grand.
And this is Living Grand.
This is Living Grand.
And this is Living Grand.
And this is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
Hello and welcome to Mid-America's Living Grand on Grand Lake. I'm Royal in for Christy, who's on the water out there having some great, much-needed time with her family, having some vacation time. Now, our first story is one you won't want to miss, especially if you love the outdoors. For a lot of us, fishing and hunting is in our blood, but a former fishing guide from Grove was clever enough to turn his love for catfishing into a very profitable business. Jeff and Patricia Williams founded Outdoor Brandz, where they have become pretty famous for specializing with products designed to benefit the outdoorsman. Take a look.
With catfishing, you can go from having dinner to targeting very large catfish that you want to release because those are the brood stock of your reservoir or your river. My grandparents bought a place here at Grand Lake in the 50s on Monkey Island. So I grew up in Joplin, but we had the lake house and I just learned how to fish here. I had some grandma that fished a lot. I fished with her quite a bit. My dad did a little bit of fishing, but I just excelled at it and was here all summer long to fish at Grand Lake.
I grew up with a dad and a brother, and my mom didn't like to fish a whole lot, but every Sunday after church my dad would take us to a local pond somewhere to go fish and take the neighborhood kids as well. So that really didn't change. That was like phase 2 for me.
I bought my first boat when I was 16, and it wasn't much of a boat, but I got it. It wasn't a guide boat, but it was the ability for me to get out and do my own thing. And once I got into catfishing and once I figured out how to target reservoir blue catfish with a rod and reel, we started catching some really big fish with rod and reel and catch and release fishing. Had a lot of clientele that wanted to come fish with me for large blue catfish. I learned really quick that a 10-pound catfish is a really big catfish to most people. So anything bigger than that, they've never caught anything, especially on a rod and reel. So it was pretty easy to see a lot of smiles in the guide boat every day catching catfish between 10 and 20 pounds.
Our boys have definitely had lots of fishing experiences from the time that I can recall taking both of my boys out in the boats when they were in car seats and going out fishing. And then as they got older, they would, like most young kids do, especially boys, they would play with the baits and want to dissect everything.
And then I continued to guide all the way up until I was probably 39, about the time when I really had to make the decision here that this is what we were going to do full time. So yes, Patricia knew what she was getting into when she got a hold of me. Once I started to really excel in catfishing and I started booking a lot of trips, I became aware that there was a lot of catfish tournaments around the country. And I wanted to go fish those. I wanted to fish against those guys and I wanted to learn and I wanted to go see what the rest of the country was like and what it fished like. And what I found out was there was a lot of tackle companies that were all building tackle for all kinds of species, but nobody had built a specific brand designated and designed just for the catfish angler. What we did was we were able to specialize in catfishing and create an entire line of catfishing products that are very high quality. And then we started building catfishing videos, which is wildly popular on YouTube. Our YouTube channel is crazy popular, and they can learn how to catch catfish there. So we show them how to use the tackle, and then from that point on, that brand has been successful. Be 10 years old next year. And what I did was I started going back and working with other brands, designing and developing other brands that were other things that I really enjoyed to do.
That's very rewarding to know that you've spent all this hard work and time and dedication and that people truly are using what you have provided for them.
There was a day when I was in my house and we were about 4 years into it, and I realized at that minute that somewhere, somebody, there was, without a shadow of a doubt, was using my products to catch fish. Probably the best stories that I will always remember will be fishing with my family, raising my boys, and seeing them excel as anglers, hunters, and fishermen. And just watching them excel is my biggest fishing stories.
Now you can find a lot of their products on their website at outdoorbrandz.com, and you can even find some of their products at Bass Pro Shops. Now stay with us. Coming up next, I hope you're hungry. Some barbecue is coming.
It was important for me to stay in Pryor because I have a lot of family around here and that aspect is very important in my life. I first started going to RSU my freshman year of college in Pryor, and from that experience I was able to meet some people from Orchids through a scholarship that I was receiving, and they offered me an internship, and that internship turned into this position. Working for Orchids has been a phenomenal experience. They have brought me into the real world with open arms. It's great that Mid-America companies like Orchid contribute to scholarships like mine that helped me get my education. There's no limit to what you can do out here.
Hello, our safety tip for today is to how to help somebody that could be drowning or having trouble swimming in the water. I want to give you a couple tips. Number one, If we can help that person without putting ourselves in the water, that is the best way to handle the situation. If we are to get in that water, it's a last resort, because fear, as you're trying to get to that person and they're grabbing you, can pull you underwater and put you in danger. I want to give you a few tips on how we can handle that situation without getting in the water. Number one is just a few things that we can keep in the boat. This is a simple throw bag that you can buy at marine stores. It is a rope in a bag, so we simply pull the rope out and we throw it to that person in the water, and then we pull them to safety. Another thing that we should have in our boat, one of the required things to have in a boat, is a throw cushion. Simple thing to throw to them, kind of get them out of the situation they're in. There's many things in our boat that we might already have that we can use to reach those persons that could be in trouble. This is a simple pole that we can keep in our boat that we can reach out and grab them. This also comes in handy for many other things like docking and many things that we can apply it to. We could possibly have a paddle in our boat that we could reach out, pull that person to safety. The main key to remember is to not put yourself in danger. You can't help them if you're drowning as well. So find a way to help those people to your boat without getting in that water, and have a safe day on the water.
And now, time for the Grand Lake Chronicle events page. On July 3rd, make your way by land or by Grand to watch the Duck Creek Fireworks Show. Enjoy never-before-seen shell displays and a special patriotic musical score. Plus, come early to witness a flyover by the Warbirds and the U.S. Air Force F-16s. For more information, visit DuckCreekFireworksOK.com. Some of the fastest boats in the country are lining up for this year's Glock Shootout at the Lakeside Marina in Grove. The shootout begins on Saturday, July 9th, and will conclude with an award ceremony at the Lakeside Bar and Grill on Sunday, July 10th at 5 p.m. All racing events are free to watch, so make plans to bring the entire family for this high-speed race. If you need more details, head over to GlockShootout.com. If you're a history buff or just curious about how a hydroelectric dam works, we've got good news for you. The Grand River Dam Authority is offering free tours of the dam now through Labor Day. Come to GRDA's Ecosystems and Education Center in Langley anytime between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. to learn about the dam that makes Grand Lake possible. Visit GRDA.com for more information. Well, that's it for now from the Grand Lake Chronicle events page.
Welcome back to Mid-America's Living Grand on Grand Lake. I'm Royal in for Christy. Now, barbecue restaurants are some of the most popular restaurants around. Everyone has their favorite, and a lot of you have told us about your particular favorites, especially the one in Pryor as you go north to Grand for your weekend getaway. It's called JL's Barbecue. Robert Brown took it over 5 years ago and has made it into a destination stop.
If you leave hungry, there's something wrong. Well, it started with Lillian and Otis Hoover. I believe actually it started in Pryor. This location's been here since 1986. I know that down at the old stockyards there was a location there that started earlier. It's originally named after their two grown sons now, Josh and Luke. We bought it 5 years ago off of some people, off of the second owners, so we're the third owners of it. And there's actually 4 of us involved in it, my wife and I and 2 others that own the store. It's your more traditional looking barbecue restaurant. It's the cedar siding, the big neon letters. It's your traditional concrete floors, picnic tables. Just a traditional barbecue restaurant. We have 3 Southern Pride pits. We smoke with hickory. Our beans are really unique. They are rather difficult to make, the ingredients. There's a huge amount of ingredients in our beans. And our barbecue sauce. Those are the 2 things that really set us apart. I really wouldn't say that we're much different than some of the others. We have our own marinade that we marinate our ribs with, but other than that, I mean, it's really the sauce and the potato wedges and the beans that set us apart, and the portions. We have an XL combo that's got like 5 kinds of meat on it, and 2 sides, 2 large sides, and 2 pieces of toast. It's just huge. We keep thinking it'd be kind of cool to have us a contest to where if they could eat it all, they get to sign their book and maybe get it for free and get a free t-shirt or something. Well, I collect metal signs, and I have for 25 years, and when we bought the store, I had most of these in storage, and I thought this is just a perfect place to display them. And like I said, almost all the signs are my signs personally, and then people like to add dollar bills on one of the walls in the other rooms, and we just encourage it. The money is eventually will go for a donation somewhere if we ever take it down, and that's just kind of a neat little deal. People write a tribute to somebody, or sign their name and say where they're from and tack it to the wall. You see the boats that run 100 plus across the lake, the cat boats, what I've got, and that's just a lot of fun, a lot of good people up there, and just been going up there for, golly, used to water ski in my early 20s up there, so it's been a long time. We try to spend as much time as we can up there. Well, it seems to be a destination restaurant, especially on especially Friday, Saturday nights. We have people that come from Fayetteville, Muskogee, Tulsa, Grand Lake, all over. Joplin, they come down here as a destination restaurant. Given an opportunity, we hope to put a smile on people's face when they walk out the door.
Now I suggest on the way to the lake this weekend you stop by and slap some sauce on a rib and have some fun. It's not all about the water, you know. I think you'll have a good time. Now by the way, if you want to stay up to date with all of the past shows of Living Grand on Grand Lake, you can do so by going to our website at rsu.tv, click on the program button, and choose Living Grand on Grand Lake. You can see past shows as well as keep up current on our new programs coming up this year. Now stay with us, we have a lot more coming up right after the break.
You two look happy? Is there anything else I can get for you? Okay.
Cherokee Casino and Hotel, West Siloam Springs. The feeling stays with you.
Oklahoma Heroes is made possible by Rogers State University.
To serve my country was one of the biggest honors and best things I've ever done in my life. When I was in Iraq, I actually had about 4 different jobs. They called me the go-to girl. In Iraq, you feel like Superman. You feel like, you can do anything. You feel like you are doing everything. And then you come home and I don't know, you're just lost. When I came home, I dealt with it very badly. I drank all the time. It wasn't until 2011 I got out of the military. And then that's 2 months after my ETS is when I got into the motorcycle accident and lost my leg. I don't remember anything about the accident. What I do know is when I lost my leg, my life started. So now it's time to start finding veterans who are in places where I was, in that self-pity, that dark hole, and I want to get them out of that hole. I've been there, and I don't want anybody to feel that alone, because they're not that alone. I mean, we're right here. Being with Wounded Veterans of Oklahoma and helping other veterans, I found my purpose again. My name is Cole Lopez, and I am very proud to have served my country.
Welcome back to Mid-America's Living Grand on Grand Lake. I'm Royal, in for Christy. Traci Rabbit is a local artist who has sold her work since she was in middle school. Her father, the late Bill Rabbit, is a Cherokee national treasure. Traci is an award-winning artist in her own right, and what keeps her painting is her passion. She credits her dad for that as she tries to keep his legacy alive.
Being an artist, I think it's something that we would do anyway. Doing it as a career, that's a totally different thing. And to be able to meet in the middle, make a living at it, and inspire others or touch people through our art is something really special. My dad, Bill Rabbit, started his artwork, I would say in the mid-70s, started doing it full-time in the early 80s. Did it over for 40 years, but was very well liked in the community and Mays County surrounding areas. You know, my dad always had the talent. It truly was a gift from God. I can show you a letter from his kindergarten teacher saying that he had quite a talent in drawing, but did not get along well with others. I did not really realize the impact that he had on people's lives with his art until I started traveling with him. And I would say my first recollection of that was I was about 16 and he was doing a signing at a gallery in Santa Fe and people were lined up to get his work. He loved color. Color made him happy. He was self-taught, as I am too, but he was never afraid to experiment with color or different subject matter. He had always encouraged me to do my thing, not in a pushing way, but in an encouraging way. I had plans when I graduated college to actually work for the Bureau of Indian Affairs or the Cherokee tribe, but God had other plans for me. And during my years of junior high school, I sold my work and he took it with him to gallery shows. And then when I graduated college, I was doing it full time with him. You know, after my dad passed, it was very difficult, I thought, to pick up the pieces and to go on. But both my parents instilled a strength in me that we're not quitters. And every day that I get up, put 2 feet on the ground in the morning, I thank God I'm blessed to have orders to come to the shop, to do, to fill, to send out. You know, the only word I can think of is blessed. Truly, truly blessed. Every piece that we do, of course, is a piece of our soul, our personality. And when we're at a show, certain pieces will move certain people. And when they walk into your booth and comment, or we've had people that it literally brought them to tears. So you know as an artist that you have touched them and you feel that, that you have accomplished something special. Well, I think your imagination as an artist, it's like any muscle. The more you use it, the bigger it gets, the easier ideas come. I would say in the beginning, sure, with any other artist, you struggle. And then you look at other art that inspires you. For me, it was, you know, several different people, the primary being my dad. I was the first one in my family to graduate with a degree, and I think if you're an artist, the art is in you. Having a business degree is invaluable because it teaches you the other side. In the last 5 years of my dad's time here, we collaborated on a lot of pieces together, all of those relating to Cherokee history and culture. And all of those originals actually Cherokee Nation owns. As of today, I would say those are the special ones, and will remain so because there obviously will not be anymore. The saying, you're blessed to be stressed, that's what I tell myself sometimes when I feel overwhelmed and people are calling, where's our order, where's our order? And I tell myself, one order at a time, You're going to get it all done. You're blessed to be stressed. So right now, life is good. Life is good, and I'm trying to make my dad proud and carry on his legacy, and also hopefully pass it on to the next generation is what I'm hoping.
Well, that's it for this edition of Living Grand on Grand Lake. I'm Royal Ailes. Thanks for watching. I'm in for Christy, who's out there on the water having some great time with her family. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next week with another edition of Mid-America's Living Grand on Grand Lake.
And this is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
This is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
Mid-America's Industrial Park's Living Grand on Grand Lake is made possible by
It was important for me to stay in Pryor because I have a lot of family around here, and that aspect is very important in my life. I first started going to RSU my freshman year of college in Pryor, and from that experience I was able to meet some people from Orchids through a scholarship that I was receiving, and they offered me an internship, and that internship turned into this position. Working for Orchids has been a phenomenal experience. They have brought me into the real world with open arms. It's great that Mid-America companies like Orchid contribute to scholarships like mine that helped me get my education. There's no limit to what you can do out here.
Also by
Grand River Dam Authority is Oklahoma's state-owned electric utility, fully funded by revenues from electric and water sales instead of taxes. GRDA electricity touches 75 of 77 counties in the state and serves as an economic development engine for all of Oklahoma. At no cost to taxpayers, GRDA also manages 70,000 surface acres of lakes, including Grand Lake, Lake Hudson, and the W.R. Hallway Reservoir. Annually, the efforts of Team GRDA facilitate over $450 million in economic activity in Oklahoma.
Plus by
I had the drive to boost my earning power.
I was driven to be more competitive in the job market.
Finishing my degree, that's what drives me.
If you left college without a degree, Reach Higher, Oklahoma's degree completion program, can change your life. You get affordable tuition, flexible class schedules with online options, and a degree from a state university.
I was driven to earn my diploma.
And I did it.
Apply today at reachhigheroklahoma.org. Let your drive drive you.
and by viewers and members like you.